Okay, welcome back to AutoCAD Session 2. My name is Jonathan, and now we're going to start making a bridge basically using a wireframe model. So the wireframe model is really important because we're using this to import to another program called SAP. And what SAP does is, well, it'll tell us whether or not our bridge is going to fail or not. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth between AutoCAD and SAP. So this is probably, I think, the most important part of learning AutoCAD. So let's start by making this. So this is the beginning of what are supposed to be legs. So let me regenerate my screen a bit. So it's saying I have a leg 36 long. Oh, there we go. And there's an exact copy of it 4 units away. There's also over here another 36 incher starting from there, and there's a copy of itself 6 units away. So I'm going to use a copy and go 6 units away. So that's that. So next thing, we're going to add webbing. So we're going to have this line over here. It's telling me that it's a line that's 6 units long, and it's telling me to rotate it 45 degrees. So I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to use this as the base point. This is really important that this is the base point, just because I want it to look like that. So I'm going to click on it and type 45. So just like what this says, I'm going to move it using this endpoint as my base point for the move tool. I'm going to click and use this endpoint to move it. So now it's snapped. If you notice, it's sticking out a little bit. It's not quite right. So what can I do? Well, there's a few things. What I can do is I can use the trim tool if I want. So I can type trim, select this, press enter, and then cut it off. That'll work. Another way you can do this actually is you go make sure your parent intersection is on and your intersection is on. I'm going to literally click this, click the blue grid, and I'm going to move it so that this little green X appears, and that'll do the trick as well. So now that we have it, we're going to try to make another evil twin that's 2 units away. So how are we going to do that? Well, first let's mirror this. Just like that. Press enter. We want to keep the original object. We're going to move both of these actually. So M for move. Click somewhere. Doesn't really matter because we're going to type a number. We're going to type 2. Then we're going to type this one as well. So now that this is 2 away, this is 2 away, and that's 2 away. So now we're going to finally use that really cool rectangular array. So according to this, I need 1 column, 3 rows, but 12 units in between our rows. So let's do it. Array rect. Oops. Oh, well, we can do this as well. Array rect. So it's telling me 1 column. It's telling me 3 rows, but 12 in between our rows. Should look exactly like that. So now we need to fill up some sort of truss system over here. So it's telling me that I need a line about 9 units long. So let's do that. Type 9. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees, just like the other one. I'm going to move it from this endpoint as the base point for the move tool to this endpoint over here. It's also telling me that it's 2 units away. So I'm going to move it 2 units away. And again, I can either use the trim tool. That'll work. And I can also do this. Just click, drag on the X, press escape, and it's cut. Again, I have an evil twin over here. And that twin is 2 units away. Let's see. Next is telling me over here I have a rectangular array, array rect, and I have 2 columns, 16 in between, with 1 row only. So it should look just like the picture over here. Alright. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try 3D rotate. It looks like it's a lot of steps. It's actually not that bad, but there are a few steps which makes it really crucial. So we're going to go into our 3D view by clicking on the view cube's corner. We're going to select this whole thing, and we're going to type in 3D rotate, just like that. Press enter, and you see this crazy thing appears. This is going to be basically it represents your X, Y, Y, Z, X, Z planes, or your rotation by the X, Y, or Z axis. So I want the base point, and we're going to try to flip it using this. I always imagine this as being a hinge. I'm going to click either this endpoint or this endpoint. It doesn't matter. They're both going to be parallel. I'm going to click it, and it's asking me how I want to rotate it. Well, I want to go from here vertical. So I'm going to say I want this ring, and I'm going to imagine that I'm grabbing the top over here and pulling it up. You can also do this differently. You can also use 3D rotate again. Same base point. I'm still going to click on the ring over here, but I can also type in 90, and I'll also get it vertical. So that was the whole goal, was to rotate it from the XY plane to make it completely vertical, which is basically the power of 3D rotate. It allows you to do the rotate, but whereas rotate is limited to the XY plane only, 3D rotate is specifically only this Z, this Y, and this X axis. It doesn't know how to do a special one. If you want the special one, you have to use the regular rotate tool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a copy of this, and we're going to copy it 38 units away. So we're going to go 38. Okay, and now it says let's save it with 2 different names. I don't think we've saved a file yet, so let's go ahead and save a file. We're going to go click on the AutoCAD icon here, go to save as. I'm just going to save it in my documents. You're probably going to save it somewhere else. So over here, let's call it AutoCAD session 2, and we're going to call this maybe partial skeleton. And we can save it with a different name, just so we have 2 copies of it. And instead this one's going to be full skeleton, or full bridge skeleton. Hit save. So so far we've used our line tool again, we've used our rotate, we used trim, we've used 3D rotate now, and now we're going to get ready to really use rectangular array and the mirror tool in the wireframe. So we'll see you next time.